everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel Cracks at Turning Problems into Solutions. This is me Priyasha Das, and today I am up with the second last day of the TISSNET crash course series, that is day 23, where we'll be discussing the data interpretation questions. But before that, let me tell you about Unacademy's upcoming batches. Today they are going to launch two new batches. The first batch is for the ones who are planning for the CAT and the OMETs of 2022. The name of the batch is Sunrisers batch, and for the ones who are just planning for the CAT 2022 and want to be trained in line with the paper pattern of CAT, then you can also go for the Master Weekday batch, which is again starting on 23rd of February. The links of these batches will be there in the description box, so please check it out. And don't forget to use my code Priyasha10 while enrolling into it, because that will give you an additional instant discount of 10%. And along with these batches, Unacademy is also coming up with an absolute batch for MAH CET 2022. So if you're planning to give this examination, which is a gateway for top colleges like JBIMS, Simshri, Pumba, etc., then you can surely go and check out this batch, because here this will be a completely specific and exclusive batch for the MAH CET preparation, where you will be prepared in line with the paper pattern of MAH CET, and that will surely be beneficial. So do check out this batch link also in the description box, and don't forget to use my code Priyasha10, because that will give you an additional instant discount of 10% on all the courses and all the batches. Now, let's get a video started. Hi guys, welcome to the day 23 of the TISSNET crash course, in which we'll be discussing the data interpretation questions. But make sure that you watch the videos in my DI playlist. These videos will contain the key concepts of DI, how to calculate the absolute change in percentage, what is the faster way of calculating the percentage, the types of questions in which you are asked percentage change in percentage, these kind of things, and as well as the special types of charts like spider chart, okay, table based charts. These are all found there in the playlist, so make sure you watch them as well. These are small videos over there, so you can definitely spend around 15 minutes or so watching those videos, okay, and then you can come back to this video, or else you can watch this video first and then go back and check the DI playlist as well. The links you will find in the description box, I button, as well as in the end screen as well. So starting with the first category for TISSNET. Now when we are talking about TISSNET specific exam questions, then we know that just like the quants, the TISSNET also offers us the DI questions which are mild in nature, not very difficult, but at the same time the pressure is created when we have to do the calculations at a faster rate, because the number of questions are more, time is comparatively less compared to the other exams, and so we need to complete all of that in a limited time interval. So keeping that in mind, we just need to check our calculations, and few things you need to work on is your percentage and fraction change. So which fraction is equals to what percentage? This is very essential to learn for making any DI question work out easily. And the first category of question here is a table chart based question, where they have given you the balance, overdue, purpose wise, and the states which have the following values. Now they are asking you which of the following statements is incorrect. Now this is a very smart way of actually making you solve the four different things in the four different options. You have to solve them and you have to check which of the following is correct. Now what you can do, if they are trying to act smart, you can act smarter. How will you act smarter? You will just read the thing very carefully and do the calculations keeping the approximation in hand. That means if they are saying that Gujarat has the second highest average overdue, so for calculating the average, the normal process is a plus b plus c whole divided by 3. But here we see that every number will be divided by 3. So basically, the sum itself will help us to determine the highest value, correct? So highest average is can be calculated by finding out the highest value of the sum as well, and for highest value of the sum we just need to approximate the numbers and not take the literal numbers in itself. Like 3,24,000 can be taken as the approximate amount from for Gujarat, okay. 3,24,000 plus 4,978 can be taken as 5,000, so 24 plus 5 is 29,000. And then again, if you have this 13,419, then you can just add up this number and get the value. Like you already have what number with you? You have 3,29,000 which you are considering in your mind right now. You just need to add 13 more to it, and you know that you would be getting 42. So it's somewhere around 3,42,000 something something in Gujarat. This is the number I keep in mind for Gujarat. And the other bigger number which I can see on my list is for Kerala. Okay, for Kerala it's 1,48,000. Fine. And then the non-agriculture one is going huge. It's 10,30,000. So 10 lakh plus 1 lakh is 11 lakhs. Okay, and 48,000 plus 30,000 is 78,000. So it's somewhere around 11 lakhs 38,000 and then 5 lakhs more. So it's 16 lakh 38 plus 5,000, just like that. So you still know that approximation will help us to find out that Kerala is going high. But the only other thing which is visible on my screen is Madhya Pradesh, but again it will be less because it's 1,55,000. 55,000 added to 12. See this, 55 to 12 is 67, and 67 plus 5 will give us 72. So 1,72,000 is surely less than Gujarat. So that means highest is Kerala and the second highest is Gujarat. That means this statement is correct. Similarly, the average overdue of Karnataka is less than the average overdue of Madhya Pradesh. Well, when I calculate for Karnataka, I see no values in lakhs. It's 45,000 plus 31,000 plus 7,000. But when I just see Kerala, I see 10 lakhs. Okay, no, it's Madhya Pradesh comparison. So Madhya Pradesh already has 1,55,000 in it. So that automatically means that the average of Karnataka will be less, and this is also correct. Now the average overdue is the highest in Kerala. We have already calculated it, so that is correct. So coming to the last one, the average overdue of Karnataka is less than that of Telangana. Now if you check Telangana, Telangana is less because it's 38,000 with around 2,000 with around 2,000, that's 40,000. Okay, no, it's yeah, it's 40,000 and then 40,000 with another 2,200. So this makes a smaller number compared to the number of Karnataka, right, which already has 45 plus 31 plus 7. So that means this is the wrong answer and this is the incorrect statement we are searching for. The only shortcut we can apply is first approximation, and second, when they are asking us the average, we are not going to divide by 3 because every number will be divided by 3 and the effect on reducing the number will be same. So we'll just consider the sum instead of sum divided by 3. Got my point? All right, we have the second kind of question now, which is based on random distribution. Random distribution, if you read it, following two figures shows the contribution of agriculture, industrial and services sectors to the economies of India, China, respectively, in the time period of 1940 to 2015. Based on the data represented in these figures, which of the following statement is true? Statement number one says that India and China have both experienced similar economic trends in past 75 years. So look at this figure. Okay. So looking at this figure, we can say that they have experienced similar trends. Now, Chinese economy is dominated by industry, whereas Indian economy is dominated by service sector, and Chinese economy is stronger than Indian economy. Now, come and look at this, guys. Okay, this is random distribution. Looking at this, we can only follow the trend. When no number is specifically mentioned, we can only follow the trend. That means the first statement which was saying that China and India have followed the same economic trend over 75 years, then yes, true. Looking at this graph, looking at this distribution, I can surely say that the way the distribution has been taken place seems to be like almost same, correct? But when it comes to the second and the third statement, where we are trying to determine which economy is stronger or which sector is the dominating sector in a particular country, then we can't do it. The reason for that is we need absolute numbers to assess the graph. And here in this graph, we don't have absolute numbers to find out whether the economy of China is more or the economy of India is stronger. Okay. Similarly, we can't find out that which part is dominating. If you carefully observe, this agriculture and services, you might say that the shaded part will be the dominated part. No, look at the number above, 100 to 80, and look at the number over here, 40 to 0. So how will you determine that the shaded part itself represents the dominating area? You can't, right? So that's why the answer will be the first statement is true, but the other two cannot be assessed based on the graph. Don't go by the shaded portion. This is just a myth that you just look at the shaded portion and you get the answer. Okay, any number based question cannot be accessed in this random graph. Okay. Fine. Now the third category is the line chart. So we have been doing line charts from a really long time, and the line charts of TISSNET is really simple, provided you need to be good at your percentage skills. So this line chart is actually showing you the percentage of the number of candidates who qualified in an exam out of the total number of candidates who appeared in an exam over a period of 7 years from 94 to 2000. So we will be solving two questions based on it. Here's your line graph, and question number 3 is saying the percentage of candidates who qualified in the examination increased between 94 to 97 as well as between 95 to 2000. Of these two time periods, in which period was the percentage increase in the qualification of the candidates was maximum? So two options says that the two periods cannot be compared and increase with the same over the period of time. So let's first figure that out. First is 95 to 2000. So 95 is having the number of 60 over here. So 1995 has a number 60 and 2000 has no number if you see. Okay. So can you determine the percentage increase? No. But if I come down to 94 and 97, 94 has 50 and 97 has 80. So 80 minus 50 is 30. So percentage increase will be 30 over 50. That is 3 by 5. 3 by 5 is equals to what percent, guys? 3 by 5 is equals to 60%. So 60% percentage increase is obviously considered to be more compared to your 2000 and 1995. The first thing you need to keep in mind is 2000's value is not given, so it cannot be calculated, and even if they want you to make a guess over 2000, look at the trend of the graph. The graph is going down, so most probably it's expected that 2000 will also be somewhere lesser than 60. Okay, and when you compare it with 1995, you won't get subtle answers. So that's why the answer to this question will be 1994 to 1997. They are not same. Okay, and the two time periods cannot be compared. Now this can be a confusing point, that you would say that okay, because it's 2000 and we don't know the value of 2000, so we should say that the value cannot be compared. Isn't this? There is one very tricky fine thing over here. Yes, the values cannot be compared. So you let me know in the comment section, what would you go for it? Would you go for 1994 to 1997, or would you go for the two time periods which cannot be compared? I leave this as a question for you people. What would you have done if you would have got this question in the examination? And justify your answer in the comments, all right? Now, question number 4. Question number 4 says, if the number of candidates that qualified in 1998 was 21,200, what was the number of candidates that appeared in 1998? That's interesting. Number of candidates qualified 21,200 in 1998. 1998 has 80% qualification. Okay, 80% of people is equals to 21200. So we know how to use the unitary method, right? For 100% of people, what will we do? We will do 21200 divided by 0.8. That would simply give us the value of the number of people who appeared for the examinations. Obviously, the appearing number will be 100%, right? So if we divide 21200 by 0.8, what number are we expecting? We are expecting 26500. You can check it on your own end and see the calculation. If you get that right, we are just either dividing it by 0.8 or multiplying it by 5 by 3, because 80% is not 5 by 3, sorry, we are supposed to get 8 out of 10, that is 4 by 5. So you are supposed to do that, all right? So make sure you check the calculation on your end and be 100% sure that if you divide it, you get the same number, 26500. Now moving to the next question. Now next one is the last category which we are taking further, that is bar graph. So in this bar graph, the following bar graph shows you the education level of the men in village X. Okay, I repeat men because one question is related to women also. So here, 75% of the population is literate, 70% has passed primary education, 35% has passed secondary education, and 8% have passed higher education. So looking at this graph, if the number of literate men is 1200, what is the number of men who have attained secondary level education? Same concept as we applied in the previous question. Number of literate men is 75%. So 75% of a particular number is 1200. So you only tell me 100% will be how much? 1200 divided by 0.75. 0.75 is also equals to 3 by 4, guys, right? So you can multiply it with 4 by 3. Otherwise, if you're good at decimals, you can simply divide this number by 0.75 and that would give you 1600. So 1600 are the total number of men in the village X, and out of this 1600 people, how many people are like having secondary level education? 35%. So multiply this number with 0.35 and you get your answer. Now see, I find myself good enough in the decimals, so I go by decimals. But if you find yourself good enough in the fractions, go by 35 by 100 into 1600. 0 will get cancelled off, and then you will have to ultimately multiply 16 into 35, and 16 into 35 will give us 560. So the answer to this question will also be option A, that is 560 number of men who have attained the secondary education. And the same question goes down to question number 6, where if the population ratio is given as 10 is to 8 for men is to women, then find, and the women literacy rate is 60%, you have to estimate the number of literate women in village X. Now how will we do that? First, we know that village X has 1600 men in it. Am I right? Yes. So if I apply my rules of proportion and ratio, I know that 10x plus 8x is equals to the total population. And out of it, this 10x is equals to 1600 men. So x will be equals to 160. Am I right? Because I'll divide 1600 by 10. So I'll get x as 60. Now, if x is 60, then the number of women would be actually equals to 160 multiplied with 8, because that's the fraction value. 160 into 8, that gives me 1280 women in total. Now, out of this total women, 60% are literate. So, if I multiply further 0.6 to 1280, I would be getting the answer as 768, that is equals to option C. So I took the decimal part again. So what did I do? I knew that 10x is equals to 1600, which is the number of men, total number of men, out of which I found the value of x as 160. I multiplied that with 8 because that is the ratio of the number of women in the village. And this woman, like out of these total women, that is 1280, I have only 60% of population who is literate. So 60% of 1280 counts up to 768. So these were all those 6 questions on your screen which are from TISSNET PYQ, guys, telling you how to solve this level of questions faster. But make sure you check out the videos in my DI playlist as well for further inputs on the DI. Now, you know what to do, right? If you like this video, please like this video, share it with more and more people, and let me know in the comment section how you like this video. And if you're new to this channel, don't forget to subscribe this channel, make this family stronger and bigger, guys. I'll see you in the next video. Till then, please take care and thanks for watching.